Section 14 of Aspects of Love, an Anthology. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Tony Addison. Songs and Sonnets by John Donne. The Good Morrow. I wonder by my troth what thou and I did till we loved. Were we not weaned till then, but sucked on country pleasures childishly? Or snorted we in the Seven Sleepers' den? 'Twas so. But this all pleasure's fancies be. If ever any beauty I did see which I desired and got, 'twas but a dream of thee. And now good morrow to our waking souls, which watch not one another out of fear. For love all love of other sights controls, and makes one little room an everywhere. Let sea-discoverers to new worlds have gone, let maps to other worlds on worlds have shown. Let us possess one world, each hath one, and is one. My face in thine eye, thine in mine appears, and true plain hearts do in the faces rest. Where can we find two better hemispheres, without sharp north, without declining west? Whatever dies was not mixed equally. If our two loves be one, or thou and I love so alike that none do slacken, none can die. Song. Go and catch a falling star, decked with child, a mandrake root. Tell me where all past years are, or who cleft the devil's foot. Teach me to hear mermaids singing, or to keep off envy's stinging, and find what wind serves to advance an honest mind. If thou beest born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights, till age snow-white hairs on thee. Thou, when thou return'st, wilt tell me all strange wonders that befell thee, and swear nowhere lives a woman true and fair. If thou find'st one, let me know. Such a pilgrimage were sweet. Yet do not, I would not go, though at next door we might meet. Though she were true when you met her, and last till you write your letter, yet she will be false ere I come to 2 or 3. Woman's constancy. Now thou hast loved me one whole day. To-morrow, when thou leav'st, what wilt thou say? Wilt thou then antedate some new-made vow, or say that now we are not just those persons which we were, or that oaths made in reverential fear of love and his wrath any may forswear? Or, as true deaths true marriages untie, so lovers' contracts, images of those, bind but till sleep, death's image, them unloose? Or, your own end to justify, for having purposed change and falsehood, you can have no way but falsehood to be true? Vain lunatic! Against these scapes I could dispute and conquer if I would, which I abstain to do, for by tomorrow I may think so too. The undertaking. I have done one braver thing than all the worthies did, and yet a braver thence doth spring, which is to keep that hid. It were but madness now to impart the skill of specular stone, when he which can have learned the art to cut it can find none. So if I now should utter this, others, because no more such stuff to work upon there is, would love but as before. But he who loveliness within hath found, all outward loathes, for he who colour loves and skin loves but their oldest clothes. If, as I have, you also do virtue attired in woman see, and dare love that, and say so too, and forget the he and she, and if this love, though placed so, from profane men you hide, which will no faith on this bestow, or if they do deride, then you have done a braver thing than all the worthies did, and a braver thence will spring, which is to keep that hid. The sun rising. Busy old fool, unruly sun, why dost thou thus through windows and through curtains call on us? Must to thy motions lovers' seasons run? O saucy pedantic wretch, go chide late schoolboys and sour prentices, go tell court huntsmen that the king will ride, call country ants to harvest offices. Love all alike no season knows nor clime, nor hours, days, months, which are the rags of time. Thy beams, so reverend and strong, why shouldst thou think I could eclipse and cloud them with a wink, but that I would not lose her sight so long? If her eyes have not blinded thine, look, and tomorrow late tell me whether both the Indias of spice and mine be where thou left'st them, or lie here with me. Ask for those kings whom thou sawest yesterday, and thou shalt hear, all here in one bed lay. She is all states and all princes, I, nothing else is. Princes do but play us, compared to this, all honours mimic, all wealth alchemy. Thou, sun, art half as happy as we, in that the world's contracted thus. Thine age asks ease, and since thy duties be to warm the world, that's done in warming us. Shine here to us, and thou art everywhere. This bed thy centre is, these walls thy sphere. The indifferent. I can love both fair and brown, her whom abundance melts, and her whom want betrays, her who loves loneliness best, and her who masks and plays, her whom the country formed, and whom the town, her who believes, and her who tries, her who still weeps with spongy eyes, and her who is dry cork and never cries. I can love her, and her, and you, and you. I can love any, so she be not true. Will no other vice content you? Will it not serve your turn to do as did your mother's? Or have you all old vices spent, and now would find out others? Or doth a fear that men are true torment you? Oh, we are not. Be not you so. Let me, and do you, 20 know. Rob me, but bind me not, and let me go. Must I, who came to travail through you, grow your fixed subject because you are true? Venus heard me sigh this song, and by love's sweetest part, variety, she swore. She heard not this till now, and that it should be so no more. She went, examined, and returned ere long, and said, alas, some 2 or 3 poor heretics in love there be, which think to stablish dangerous constancy. But I have told them, since you will be true, you shall be true to them who are false to you. Love's usury. For every hour that thou wilt spare me now, I will allow, usurious god of love, 20 to thee, when with my brown my grey hairs equal be. Till then, love, let my body reign, and let me travel, sojourn, snatch, plot, have, forget, resume my last year's relict, think that yet we had never met. Let me think any rival's letter mine, and at next 9 keep midnight's promise. Mistake by the way the maid, and tell the lady of that delay. Only let me love none, no, not the sport, from country grass to confitures of court, or city's quelque shows. Let report my mind transport. This bargain's good, if when I am old I be inflamed by thee. If thine own honour, or my shame or pain, thou covet most, at that age thou shalt gain. Do thy will then subject and degree and fruit of love, love, I submit to thee. Spare me till then, I'll bear it, though she be one that loves me. The Canonization. For God's sake, hold your tongue and let me love, or chide my palsy or my gout, my 5 grey hairs, or ruin fortune flout. With wealth y' estate, your mind with arts improve. Take you a course, get you a place, observe his honour or his grace, or the king's reel or his stamped face. Contemplate what you will approve, so you will let me love. Alas, alas, who's injured by my love? What merchant ships have my sighs drowned? Who says my tears have overflowed his ground? When did my colds a forward spring remove? When did the heats which my veins fill add 1 more to the plaguy bill? Soldiers find wars, and lawyers find out still litigious men which quarrels move, though she and I do love. Call us what you will, we are made such by love. Call her one, me another fly. We are tapers too, and at our own cost die. And we in us find the eagle and the dove. The phoenix riddle hath more wit by us. We two, being one, are it. So to one neutral thing both sexes fit. We die and rise the same, and prove mysterious by this love. We can die by it, if not live by love. And if unfit for tombs and hearths our legend be, it will be fit for verse. And if no piece of chronicle we prove, we'll build in sonnets pretty rooms. As well a well-wrought urn becomes the greatest ashes as half-acre tombs. And by these hymns all shall approve us canonized for love. And thus invoke us, you whom reverend love made one another's hermitage, you to whom love was peace that now is rage, who did the whole world's soul contract, and drove into the glasses of your eyes, so made such mirrors and such spies, that they did all to you epitomize. Countries, towns, courts, beg from you above a pattern of your love. The Triple Fool. I am two fools, I know, for loving and for saying so, in whining poetry. But where's that wise man that would not be as I, if she would not deny? Then, as the earth's inward narrow crooked lanes do purge sea water's fretful salt away, I thought, if I could draw my pains through rhyme's vexation, I should them allay. Griefs brought to numbers cannot be so fierce, for he tames it that fetters it in verse. But when I have done so, some man, his art and voice to show, doth set and sing my pain, and by delighting many frees again grief which verse did restrain. To love and grief tribute of verse belongs, but not of such as pleases when 'tis read. Both are increased by such songs, for both their triumphs so are published. And I, which was two fools, do so grow three, who are a little wise, the best fools be. Lover's Infiniteness. If yet I have not all thy love, dear, I shall never have it all. I cannot breathe one other sigh to move, nor can entreat one other tear to fall. And all my treasure, which should purchase thee, sighs, tears, and oaths, and letters, I have spent. Yet no more can be due to me than at the bargain made was meant. If then thy gift of love were partial, that some to me, some should to others fall, dear, I shall never have thee all. Or if then thou gavest me all was but all which thou hadst then. But if in thy heart since there be or shall new love created be by other men, which have their stocks entire, and can in tears, in sighs, in oaths, and letters outbid me, this new love may beget new fears. For this love was not vowed by thee, and yet it was, thy gift being general, the grand. Thy heart is mine, whatever shall grow there, dear, I should have it all. Yet I would not have all yet. He that hath all can have no more, and since my love doth every day admit new growth, thou shouldst have new rewards in store. Thou canst not every day give me thy heart. If thou canst give it, then thou never gavest it. Love's riddles are, that though thy heart depart, it stays at home, and thou with losing savest it. But we will have a way more liberal than changing hearts to join them, so we shall be one, and one another's all. Song. Sweetest love, I do not go for weariness of thee, nor in hope the world can show a fitter love for me. But since that I must die at last, 'tis best to use myself in jest, thus by feigned deaths to die. Yesternight the sun went hence, and yet is here to-day. He hath no desire nor sense, nor half so short a way. Then fear not me, but believe that I shall make speedier journeys, since I take more wings and spurs than he. Oh, how feeble is man's power, that if good fortune fall, cannot add another hour, nor a lost hour recall. But come bad chance, and we join to it our strength, and we teach it art and length, itself o'er us to advance. When thou sighest not wind, but sighest my soul away. when thou weepest, unkindly kind, my life-blood doth decay. It cannot be that thou lov'st me as thou sayest, if in thine my life thou waste. Thou art the best of me. Let not thy divining heart forethink me any ill. Destiny may take thy part, and may thy fears fulfil. But think that we are but turned aside to sleep. They who one another keep alive ne'er parted be. The Legacy. When I died last, and dear, I die, as often as from thee I go, though it be but an hour ago, and lovers' hours be full eternity, I can remember yet that I something did say, and something did bestow, though I be dead, which sent me I should be mine own executor and legacy. I heard me say, tell her anon that myself, that is you, not I, did kill me. And when I felt me die, I bid me send my heart when I was gone. But I, alas, could there find none when I had ripped me and searched where hearts did lie. It killed me again, that I who still was true in life in my last will should cozen you. Yet I found something like a heart, but colours it and corners had. It was not good, it was not bad, it was entire to none, and few had part. As good as could be made by art it seemed, and therefore for our losses sad, I meant to send this heart instead of mine. But oh, no man could hold it, for 'twas thine. A fever. Oh, do not die, for I shall hate all women so when thou art gone, that thee I shall not celebrate when I remember thou wast one. But yet thou canst not die, I know. To leave this world behind is death, but when thou from this world wilt go, the whole world vapours with thy breath. Or if, when thou, the world's soul, goest, it stay, 'tis but thy carcass then, the fairest woman but thy ghost, but corrupt worms the worthiest men. O wrangling schools, that search what fire shall burn this world, had none the wit unto this knowledge to aspire, that this her fever might be it? And yet she cannot waste by this, nor long bear this torturing wrong, for much corruption needful is to fuel such a fever long. These burning fits but meteors be, whose matter in thee is soon spent. Thy beauty and all parts which are thee are unchangeable firmament. Yet 'twas of my mind, seizing thee, though it in thee cannot persever, for I had rather owner be of thee 1 hour than all else ever. Air and Angels. Twice or thrice had I loved thee before I knew thy face or name. So in a voice, so in a shapeless flame, angels affect us oft, and worshipped be. Still when to where thou wert I came, some lovely glorious nothing I did see. But since my soul, whose child love is, takes limbs of flesh, and else could nothing do, more subtle than the parent is, love must not be, but take a body too. And therefore what thou wert, and who, I bid love ask, and now that it assume thy body, I allow, and fix itself in thy lip, eye, and brow. Whilst thus to ballast love I thought, and so more steadily to have gone, with wares which would sink admiration, I saw I had love's pinnace overfraught. Every thy hair for love to work upon is much too much. Some fitter must be sought. For nor in nothing, nor in things extreme and scattering bright, can love inhere. Then as an angel, face and wings of air, not pure as it, yet pure doth wear, so thy love may be my love's sphere. Just such disparity as is twixt air and angels' purity, twixt women's love and men's will ever be. Break of day. 'Tis true, 'tis day, what though it be? Oh, wilt thou therefore rise from me? Oh, why should we rise because 'tis light? Did we lie down because 'twas night? Love, which in spite of darkness brought us hither, should, in despite of light, keep us together. Light hath no tongue, but is all eye. If it could speak as well as spy, this were the worst that it could say: that, being well, I fain would stay, and that I loved my heart and honour so, that I would not from him that had them go. Must business thee from hence remove? Oh, that's the worst disease of love. The poor, the foul, the fair, love can admit, but not the busied man. He which hath business and makes love doth do such wrong as when a married man doth woo. The Anniversary. All kings and all their favourites, all glory of honours, beauties, wits, the sun itself, which makes times as they pass, is elder by a year now than it was when thou and I first one another saw. All other things to their destruction draw, only our love hath no decay. This no tomorrow hath, nor yesterday. Running, it never runs from us away, but truly keeps his first, last, everlasting day. Two graves must hide thine and my course, if one might death were no divorce. Alas, as well as other princes we, who prince enough in one another be, must leave at last in death these eyes and ears, oft fed with true oaths and with sweet salt tears. But souls, where nothing dwells but love, all other thoughts being inmates, then shall prove this or a love increased there above, when bodies to their graves, souls from their graves remove. And then we shall be truly blessed, but we no more than all the rest. Here upon earth we are kings, and none but we can be such kings, nor of such subjects be. Who is so safe as we, when none can do treason to us, except one of us two? True and false fears let us refrain, let us love nobly and live, and add again years and years unto years, till we attain to write 80. This is the second of our reign. End of section 14.